Welcome to another episode of Rolling with the Santees. This episode is on Old Pogue. It's a distillery up in Maysville, Kentucky, northern Kentucky there. And you're going to see the Ohio River. You're going to see us walk across this bridge here. It's really nice, quiet place. Eventually you'll see James, Greg and Nikki's son. He makes his debut and spends a day with us. But we go through this distillery here. I have a lot of voices you're going to hear. You're going to hear Jack. Jack is the owner of the Pogue, Old Pogue there. He is the 5th generation, and then you'll see his grandson, the 7th generation, is the master distiller. We get them to sign our bottles and everything. It was really nice. But when he gives us the tastings, I want you guys just listen to how he speaks and how he talks about it, because this is the house they used to live in, and this is how they distilled everything. As we walk up these stairs here, you'll see the Ohio River, and very green and pretty place to be. I hope you enjoy the video as much as I did making it and drinking the bourbon. I wish you could drink the bourbon with me, but please enjoy the Old Pogue Distillery. And you can see us right there, and with the Ohio River behind us. Ohio standing right across the river. It was nice to be there. We had a special guest with us this time. We had James, as Greg and Nikki's son. He enjoyed it visiting. He actually smiled a couple times. He did make fun of us. He said we looked like a bunch of kids in a Willy Wonka chocolate factory, only with alcohol. But there he is right there. I'm glad he did come. It was great to see him out there enjoying himself and taking pictures with us and taking in the history of the Old Pogue. It was awesome. This was the landmark plaque of the building, telling you it's a historical landmark. It was nice right at the entry of the
place is somewhere right here. House. Is that your family?
No.
No? Okay.
Well, let me go back into history just a little
Okay.
bit, okay? And this is, a lot of it's kind of hearsay, or maybe it's not true, I don't, but everybody has their own theory about history of the way bourbon got started. I've kind of looked at a guy by the name of, he runs the Filson Society in Louisville. He's a historian. He told me this.
Okay.
In this area right here, this was part of Virginia at one time.
Oh.
And then also it wasn't in Kentucky, but this was Bourbon County, this whole area.
Whole area.
The whole area was Bourbon County.
Okay.
And during the Whiskey Rebellion, what they did, they were all over in eastern United States, Pennsylvania, New York, and the British were just taxing them to death on alcohol. So instead of doing that, they just all decided to come west, went to Virginia and also Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And what they did, they started farming. And let's say that you came over here, and the land was free. You just kind of came over and took your little plot and fought off the Indians, and then you had some corn. And then all these mills started springing up. You can go on these little towns, and everything has like Russell.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, well, he used to come down here and buy alcohol off my grandfather.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was in Cincinnati. He sold more bourbon during Prohibition than before and after. He was the king of the bootleggers, and he controlled all the bourbon.
It's so personal.
Yes.
So much more personal than the ones that we've been to so far. Right. Everyone is so unique.
I've never heard of.
Well, look at this old stamping. Look at this. Wow. Oh, he's killing me on it. What? Oh, what is it? It's his mash.
It's a recipe?
Yeah.
That's his mash
Yeah.
recipe.
I mean, it's not all out there, because it's front and back, but it's absolutely there.
Wow. Look at the spectacle.
And stored off premise. And we take barrels and select different barrels for what we like, and then blend it. So it's a blended bourbon. and it's the one I like. And we sell, well, our demand is greater than our supply. It's like a lot of other distilleries, maybe not us, but it's just that's the way the bourbon industry is today. Really, really strong business right now, and hopefully forever. But we'll see.
How many want a tasting? I know I have 2 from one group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ladies.
No.
There's 5.
Five? Okay.
Well,
Well, yeah, you
yeah,
all
you're
drink-
bringing
Oh,
it.
no, I drink bourbon at home.
What about Brandon? She
But you
drinks-
don't want a tasting?
I'm gonna let the boys do it this time.
Well, I mean, anybody can join in, but yeah, you all drink it straight up? Or you
Straight
put a
up.
little ice with it, or a little water?
Straight up.
Neat.
Straight up. Neat. Okay, well, good.
Want to taste it?
That's right.
Yeah. Everybody drinks it different.
No Diet Coke.
So this is a 91 proof,
What's the proof on that?
91.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's 70% corn, 20% rye, and 10% malted barley.
Okay.
Made right here. We don't source anything. We used to years ago, but we've got enough production that we don't have to
So
anymore.
you said this is a 9-year,
Not at least a 9-year-old.
and so
Some
9 years
are-
ago it was you were distilling here, 9 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The distiller has been here 12 years.
Okay.
He's my nephew, and he's out there. If you have any really odd questions, you can ask him, technical stuff. There you go. Help yourself. You can drink it any way you want. I'm sure you've drank bourbon before, so just enjoy it.
Here's water for each
If
of
you want water, or if you want a little ice cube in it, you can do
That's
that too.
nice.
I've got ice. I like it because there's not a lot of alcohol bite for a 91 proof.
Then you go on.
It's
I
very,
like that.
very smooth. That bottle here is $110 a bottle. And if you can find it somewhere, it's the same price, retail.
70%.
But you just can't, it just sells out quick.
Right.
I'm in charge of sales, and they call me the distributors. We're in 4 states, New York, Illinois. Very unusual. Most people will not make rye, mainly because it's a hard product to distill. It's like distilling bubble gum, and it's just sticky, and you have to clean up. The big guys, they run continuously. You know, we shut down, but they run 24/7. They got 3 shifts. They don't want to shut down and make rye, so they might source it somewhere else or have a different distillery to make the rye for them. And most of the ryes on the market are like 80% rye, 20% corn. And this one here is 100% rye. There's nothing else but water in it.
Wow.
And it's
Turn the camera on to you.
it's an older rye.
I like that face.
I like rye.
It's about a 6-year-old. If you like Scotch, you'll like rye.
I might want to taste this
Yeah,
one.
it's very, very different. Some people like rye, some people don't.
We'll keep the same cups. I will,
Yeah,
anyway.
that'll be fine. And this is a bottled and bond. And I'm sure does everybody know what a bottled and bond is?
No, what does that mean?
Bottled and bond, what happened was, before Prohibition, when they made bourbon, there was no rules. And so they would make bourbon and they would say it's a 2-year-old or a 4-year-old, but they would put dye in it, prune juice, tobacco spit, all to get a darker color. And so the government stepped in and said, hey, we need to have some rules here. And so what they did was they said, if you want to call it bottled and bond, you have to make it on the premise, bottle it on the premise, and it has to be so many years old, 4 years old, and it has to be 100 proof. So those were the rules, and you can still do that today. And this one is our only bottled and bond, but the rest of ours is supposed to follow it. But when you're in the liquor store, you can see it on the label. It says bottled and bond. That's very different.
It's so good.
But I can drink that.
It's funny, I don't like rye.
That's
She does.
That's right.
She likes it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. doesn't have that spice. Well, it does have spice on it.
On the
I
finish,
think
you'll have-
women
you'll have
prefer
like-
rye.
It's good, yeah. I'm not
I
right.
prefer the rye.
See, I'm like you. I should bring it
Rye,
back.
so-
I don't like rye that much because it burns. And,
So
You
good.
get that spice, yeah.
what's the proof on that one?
Very smooth.
Okay, so I'm like about 90.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like
yeah.
100.
But it like
Because it's a bottom of the barn, it has to be 100 proof.
Yeah, okay.
It is.
We'll chop the water.
that's gorgeous.
Oh, I know.
Now you can, I always thought it made good Manhattans, if you like a Manhattan.
Yes, I
Oh,
do.
that would be
Yeah,
good.
that'll make a good
Yeah.
Manhattan.
Because
And that
it's
bottle
sweet.
retails for, here, it's $65.
65, okay.
And it's more expensive for us to make this than it is for us to make that.
Really?
The grain for this is 26 cents a pound. It's a malted rye. This one, the corn, mostly corn, 7 cents a pound, something like
Right.
that. This one's so expensive, and it's hard to make, but the demand is there, but just not a huge demand. So some people buy it and some don't.
Does not taste
Out of every tasting, it seems like we have one or two that
One or
really,
two out of
really
there.
like the rye.
They all like bourbon, but a few people, like yourself, say, I like rye, yeah.
She don't. She likes it.
Yeah, I like that.
Do you,
I'm a Weller.
did you taste this one?
It was delicious.
You like it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
very
Good.
smooth. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble.
That's my palate.
Okay, now these next two, we had three, but we call them, they're like a one-off. We'll get together as a group and pick out 5 or 6 barrels, make something really odd. Like this one here, I'll have to look, it's a wheated whiskey, all wheat. You can't even call it bourbon because there's rules for you to be able to call it bourbon. So this is just a wheat whiskey, malted wheat whiskey. And so it's very different. Most, like Maker's Mark, they have high wheat and it makes it sweeter. So it's different, but theirs is a bourbon, so you use no rye, it's a lot of wheat.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can try this one, and when they're gone, these products, we've already, one of them is called Port of Kentucky, we're out of, we don't have it anymore, it sells out pretty quick.
But this is the only place you can buy the 2 single barrels, the last 2 that you're
And
gonna
this
This
is
is the single barrel?
It's here in
This
Maker's.
is straight out of the barrel.
Okay.
And it's a higher proof, it was not cut at all by any water. I'll have to look and see what proof it is. But let me see.
Oh, yeah.
This one is at 108 proof.
Yeah, this is 108 proof.
So that's a little stronger
And
than
it
you like
was the
that.
cask filled on spring 2015 and then brought up in 2000 and summer 2022.
Yeah.
Mellows out.
You don't like that?
And it's sweet.
Woodford does.
Then they make Now, cool, that in fact,
Sweet for you.
Chris Morris,
sweet.
our artist,
But it's-
or my art distiller, who's my nephew.
It's very
Talked to
good.
Chris Morris and told him how to,
It's got a
why don't you make
quick
it.
Daddy might get a
That's
pound
straight out.
That's their master distiller, in my for- I read the.
It's
Woodford.
incredibly
So we make
smooth.
it according to what they.
I'm surprised.
That's really good.
You like it?
It is. Very much.
I love wheat though. I'm on more of the wheat side.
Yeah.
She's more of the rye side. I'm
You're
more of the
probably,
wheat side.
like, you probably like Maker's Mark.
I started off with that. Now I'm more of a Weller. 'Cause
Okay.
He's just really well.
Oh, yeah.
Where you can find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Which one?
Well, so far I've tried the Reserve, and then the 12, and then the 107, right?
Yeah, antique.
Antique.
And you've had single barrel.
And single
A 12-year-old,
single barrel.
I don't know if
Yes.
this is a fact, but a 12-year-old Weller is pretty close to a
Lot
Pappy
B.
Man.
A lot B.
Now,
It's the
the
same,
same
it's the same
distillery-
mash bill.
I know.
Yeah, out of the
Yeah.
entire Weller lineup,
Yeah.
it's Weller 12 is my favorite.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, I can't afford it, but you might try Pappy sometime.
Like,
We did try Pappy.
You can't afford it
I
either.
like Pappy.
Pappy's lobby.
We had Rip Van Winkle lineup.
That's what it got me.
10-year-old and 12.
I didn't like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm good.
We
I
got
got it glued
in
away.
Bardstown, we have a thing called
Yeah,
a
really?
master's,
Yeah, I got it on.
a
That's the only
master's
one I got.
distiller's auction.
But I got
And this was years
Wow.
ago, and so we were there, and they
I
were
just started
auctioning off
drinking bourbon,
bottles of bourbon, and so they auctioned ours off, and Julian Van Winkle bought ours.
Oh,
Yeah, and then so my brother turned around and bought a 23-year-old Pappy for $100. And we said, "You're out of your mind, $100." And all of a sudden, and Julian signed it and pressed the sign.
Oh.
He's never opened it, but he still has it. I thought he was crazy, but it turned out he wasn't.
Tell him I'll give him
That's
200.
I started beating like in here.
Was that Pete?
Wow.
Pete, Pete has it. He collects.
Yeah, the 10-year-old's good, the Lot B, 12-year-old, it's just a little bit sweet.
What do we have about
It's
Smithers?
really good.
This one here is my favorite.
Here, I'll tell you guys.
Okay, this is a little odd. It's a 4 grain. It's got corn, malted barley, rye. But we put 1% oats in this. And what has happened, I want you all to taste it, and I want you to tell me the proof. It's barrel strength, but tell me the proof.
Okay.
There's no proof for the other.
Yes.
But the oats, for some reason, kind of mellowed it out. That's why I like it so much, because it's just a really good tasting bourbon for me. Everybody's different.
Okay, that's so cool to hear that corn has a favorite.
I know.
That's cool.
The group
Smells
before you
sweet
guys,
again.
there were 14 tasting. So, I mean, normally, you can have them up close to the bar. And this group, they were like in the sitting room, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
Who's ready for the next one? And it was like trick or treat.
160.
You didn't know if the kids had been at the house before and just changed their outfits. And they're like,
All right.
No. This is maybe. I say 105.
105, okay. We're getting some feedback here.
It's not that burning. Maybe less than 100. There's no burn to it.
No, the oats does something. Mine just
Yeah.
mellows it out.
Yeah.
so what's everyone say?
I say 110.
110?
I'm with you,
116. What's that?
118.
You
How
go,
much?
118.
118?
It's over 119 proof.
Wow.
Wow.
That is.
Okay,
That feels
It's got
deep
that
right
quick
there.
burn and then it's, yeah.
So this,
Isn't it?
I don't know, I mean, I like
You
it.
were holding the camera.
It's pretty high proof, but it tastes so good. And it doesn't.
That is incredible how that
alcohol.
oat does that.
That might have to be added to.
Yeah, it levels it out.
It does.
It really does.
You're right.
It really does. You get that quick
Yeah.
burn and then it just levels out. Yeah, it's really
The two
good.
last ones, the pallets are phenomenal.
And this is only, and when these sell out, I mean, we don't have any more. I mean, and they sell pretty quick.
That's very interesting.
That's really good.
Or very good self pitch.
But I really do like the fact
Yeah,
that
military discount. Hold on.
you personally
Retired.
give it your personal recommendation. That's really neat.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I normally don't do this. We have
I
a
did
a tour guide. He's not feeling well. He's had some lung issues. So I'm the B team.
Oh, but you're doing wonderful. We're happy to have you. That's incredible.
Happy to have the B team.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Cupcake?
It's like, where's mine? Wait a minute.
Jack,
I'm not gonna let him drink it alone.
You need to
There
enter
you
your
go.
big cup.
Oh, right. There you go.
Hey,
Oh, let's see his
his
big cup.
Oh, honey, it's.
I know,
You
so
may
it's
not-
bigger than that little
He
taste.
Are
may
you
not be
Jack's
able.
better half?
He may not be able to handle this little taste.
Oh, really?
It's Saturday somewhere.
That oats in there is incredible what it does to that.
Isn't that the truth?
Yes, just the
Drink all that, you'll start in the morning.
1%.
it really is.
Jen and I, we
It
went
is.
to the Keys about,
Very
what,
good stuff.
a couple of months ago?
February.
Yeah, and so we went to, called the Little White House. in-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was Truman's. He stayed there all the time. And they said the first thing he did every morning was drink bourbon.
I gotta take that, man.
Jack thinks he's the president.
So I.
Oh, there we go.
I'm hanging with him.
He's the president of Pogue, so he's
Do you smoke
Cheers.
cigars?
It's the best medicine.
Off the shelf.
Cheers.
Which one is
Wow,
Well, this is Mason.
It's hard.
that is incredible.
This is the
Get 'em both.
I like this one too, This one, I don't
You
know.
never see those again.
Oh, we'll get your box.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even gonna make
That
it.
master select is really good. But those last two are just, they're really good. They're different, but so good.
We'll sit here.
I really like
we have a
the
bunch
days
of
go by,
families.
but
Right.
did
We'll
you
sit
notice
here.
this
We have unmarked,
The sales I've seen around nowadays.
and we set up A, B, C, and D.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So this next photo is Jack, Greg, and I, and then you'll see us look the bottles I bought after that. And you're the master.
I'm just John.
No, come on.
Mostly the janitor.
Yeah. A family-owned business. Here we go. Thank you, John.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure. We're doing all of them?
Yes,
Might
please.
as well.
Yeah, might as
Where
well.
are you guys from? Where's
I'm from
home?
Arizona.
Oh, choose. Right on. It's a good state.
So what are you making today?
Bourbon. And cleaning detergent. It's one of those days, a little off kilter. I don't have enough grain here to keep cooking, so time to clean some things. You all doing the bourbon trail, or?
Yes, eventually, yeah.
Say bourbon.
Bourbon!